Whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
What's up, everybody? We're back. The Gritty Gamblers are here. How you doing, Matt?
Doing good, Mr. Joe. I'm doing good, man. Woo! Gritty Gamblers. I think we had our best weekend betting wise in a long time this weekend. Woo!
Yeah, definitely. Hit all over on college, man. Even when
man,
I still hit.
Man, I gotta pull up the receipts, man. First off, if y'all really need the live on the weekends, up-to-date updates, Parlay Joe, what's your Twitter?
It is 1 second. We got parlay_J0E.
And the reason why I say that, and I'm at Matt Casa 19. The reason why I say that is we are every game that we've talked about generally during the week, we are trying to watch and live tweet, especially when it comes to college, where I'm starting to get into a lot of the spaces that Joe gets into when Joe's in a ton of spaces, talking football, talking action. We're getting in there, we're talking our plays in there too. So if you ever want to catch a live up to date, and the reason why I bring this up is the only college play that I missed betting wise that I put money down was the Kansas play that I gave y'all during the week. And the reason we missed that was because Jalen Daniels got subbed last minute, re-aggravated his back injury.
Not even last minute, second.
3:30.
He's in the locker room getting ready.
Getting worked on. He's questionable, doubtful. He didn't play. Jason Bean came in last second for University of Texas. And it was the one of the worst rat lines you could possibly see in the situation. Vegas knew something we didn't, obviously. That's why that line what it was. Because when they took out Daniels, the line only moved 1 point. So
yeah, I mean,
they knew something we didn't, clearly. But with that being said, overall on the college football, we had a great weekend.
Yeah,
the
lineup went 3 for 3. Arizona covered. Yeah. Late, I saw that. I went back that morning and looked, and I was like, "Oh man, they covered."
You know what's funny? Before I went to hop, because we were in the spaces that night pretty late, and I got off probably 1-ish, 12:30, and I was watching that game as I went to bed because the Canelo fight already ended. I happened to put that game back on. It was 31-24. I was like, "What are they doing?" I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. I really couldn't. Washington. Penix Jr. I mean, it looked like they sleptwalked that game.
Yeah, and if they do that in the playoffs, they're done. If they do that versus anyone else, they're done. They're done. Because if you lose one game in the pack, I'm telling you, you're not making
it. And we talked about it a couple days ago in that Spaces too. The Washington and Oregon, we're gonna find out about them in a couple weeks when they play each other.
Yeah,
that's gonna be game of the week that week. I couldn't tell you what's gonna be a better game that week, but yeah, Oregon. I was trying to. Let's just say I was a little too early on Twitter over the weekend. I was trying to get on Dan Lanning's behind when they were struggling for Stanford for a little bit, but out of nowhere they kicked it out of gear. So I replied to myself. I said, "Apologies, Dan Lanning. I'll take it back." But
figure they really covered.
I had this weekend just to roll through them. Oregon State, boom, smash. We told you that on Thursday night. Oregon State was going to cover. They covered on Friday night. Texas A&M was the play of the weekend, in my opinion. -5.5. They covered great. Ole Miss, we sweated it out like dogs, me and Joe. But Ole Miss, they covered that +2.5. And, I mean, they won.
They won outright.
Duke was – we're going to get to the Duke game probably a little more in depth in a little bit. But let's just say – we bet the Duke. As a whole, we bet the Duke games all over. I got it at +7.5. I was able to hit it there.
I had Duke +7.5, but I also had Notre Dame -5.5.
That's what I meant by you double hedge and you were good. Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. It was one of those situations where he double hedged and hit both hedges.
I tried to do it again on Sunday, but the Patriots scared me. But we'll get into that in a minute.
But yeah, the college football was great for me. What other plays did you hit on Saturday, Parlay Joe?
Oh, I would have to say the number one play of the weekend was Auburn +16. Told a million Georgia fans for
let's just say
4 months that it was
going
to happen.
On it. Yeah.
And no one believed me, and they almost won. So
Yeah. Let's just say the tweet of the day for me was Parlay Joe at the end of the first quarter saying, "Where's everyone at?" That was the tweet of the day for me when I saw that.
I was tweeting respect like RES. I didn't finish, but I posted like Aretha Franklin. I was going off, bro. I played Aretha Franklin like 15 times in a row. ECT. I was ready, bro. If Auburn would have won, y'all would have seen a crazy person on video. I would have went.
Faces, you would have been screaming, "I'm the one."
I would have made a video and literally like lip sync.
Aretha Franklin.
I would have did it. I was ready. I just started tweeting like a crazy person. They had to take away my Twitter for a little bit.
Oh my gosh. That was good.
And they had put some respect on my name after that.
Yeah.
They were all missing too. I went back, screen recorded a space recording. Quote tweeted the tweet of the space with all of them tagged in it, and not one Georgia fan said anything. I told them come find me after the game. They didn't want to come find me. They said, "Oh, you said they were gonna win." Went back. The direct thing I said was, they said, "Do you have a question?" I said, "No, I have a statement. Auburn will cover easily on Saturday."
Oh no, I give it to you.
And might win.
On the show, you said you were going to sprinkle on the money line, but
I did.
You said you were going to sprinkle on the money line, but you mostly were talking about the spread, obviously.
Oh yeah, I was so happy on that one.
Yeah. So all those Georgia fans who were saying Parlay Joe didn't know the spread, he knew the spread.
Knew it the whole time. Knew it for months.
But yeah, on college football, I didn't play any parlays. I just did straight bets on all those 4 hits that I had from Friday to Saturday. Now, when we move over to Sunday, I got into my little Parlay Joe bag. Shout out FanDuel. We went up another 10 units on Sunday because I had to bet against your Colts. Had to.
Yeah.
The sharp action on that game was so heavy right before kickoff. It moved heavy on the over, and it moved heavy on the Rams money line.
I was getting ready for work, and there's no service in there, so.
So when I looked at it, I was like, let me put it this way. I think it was like
I gotta watch the rerun later.
It was like 72% of the bet, 71% of the money. So it was so even at that point to where it's like, all right, so that's not just public betting at that point.
Hey, yeah, but my guy AR still in the package for some of y'all.
He did almost cost me some money. He
is him. And I don't care what anybody says. He's him. He's him.
Probably the second best quarterback in the class.
Oh, nah.
There's a guy wearing number 7 in Houston that's looking real better.
But he ain't got the coaching. He looks good now, but he's not gonna. His ceiling is not as high, so he doesn't have the potential. He's not gonna keep growing. Okay, he's got a linebackers coach as his head coach. He doesn't have the offensive coordinators that the Colts do. He doesn't have a Jim Bob Cooter. He doesn't have people who have worked with the best quarterbacks. He doesn't have a head football coach who took Jalen Hurts to the Super Bowl.
But he does have a head football coach that's going to be one of the best leaders of a coach that they could have in the NFL.
I mean, he's from Alabama. I love the guy, but
and to be honest with you, he's
not an offensive person. So he's not. What I'm saying is it's going to end up looking something like the Bears when they got a defensive coordinator as their head coach, and their quarterback has no.
CJ Stroud isn't Justin Fields, though.
And CJ Stroud, believe it or not, he's just another Ohio State quarterback who's going to fade away he's just going to fade away. He looks good right now, but he'll fade.
I think that's a casual take on CJ Stroud. Have you watched the film on him?
And Anthony Richardson, yeah, he wasn't good except for one game. We have to remember that he lost to Michigan twice.
I'm talking
about Blake Crumb.
Patrick Mahomes played at Texas Tech, my God. We don't care about
and
the
he
college.
Went off.
We don't care about how. Yes, but at the end of the day, still had 12 to 13 picks. Like if you look at his stats, bro, at the end of the day,
And he had like 5,000 yards and 56 touchdowns. It's like crazy stats.
hey man, what I'm saying is, you look at the day, you look at the throws that CJ Stroud's making in the league right now. There's some gutsy, confident throws that your guy can make, but I don't know.
AR's making gutsy moves too.
I don't know
Now.
if he can make them as accurately. Is my point. He's not as
I
accurate.
know he kicked his butt, so
Yeah, the Texans have way more momentum right now, though. The Texans have way more momentum right now.
nah, they got height. That's it.
Okay, we'll see in the upcoming weeks, man. They look good, man. They really do. They made me money this week, so you know I'm up on
They
them.
made me money the last 2 weeks, but I think
Yeah, but you also a division rival, so it's different for you.
it's height, bro. Come on.
No. But and then also let me shout out probably. It didn't feel like it at the beginning of the game, but probably the easiest play of the day was probably Vikings -4.5. It didn't look like it at the beginning of the day. It really didn't. But like by third quarter, you realize, yeah, these guys can't move the ball on the Vikings, and Bryce Young is getting hit every single play. So,
Dude, it's Frank.
hey, bro, nah.
He said in his post-game interview, I called a play for Adam Thielen, didn't realize he wasn't in the game. Come on.
But I was about to say, to be honest with you, they should be calling every play for Adam Thielen, because I don't know how this 33-year-old man does it, but I know I bring it up a couple podcasts ago when he goes stab, gets in the route. Man, do you know he's top 10 in fantasy right now?
Hey, but you can't call a play for someone who's not on the field. That's like
No,
putting
that's
Carson
not-
Wentz in. That's like putting Carson Wentz in a game that you have to win to make the playoffs. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It's a dumb move. And he's getting ripped apart by the Panthers fans. They're coming for him. Slowly but surely, they're realizing.
How much do you think that it makes it worse that they just traded away Christian McCaffrey and he's on a pace to maybe be league MVP?
They traded away their best wide receiver.
Yeah, but which one? What do you think's worse though? McCaffrey getting traded away or DJ Moore? I think it's
McCaffrey was always going.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, you can build off.
They just signed him too.
That's someone you keep. That's a piece. Like,
and you saw what he did for Justin. I mean, Justin Fields. They lost, but you saw what he did for Justin Fields. He went off on versus it's the Broncos. I know, but he was good. DJ Moore. He had like 8 catches, 130 yards. Yeah.
DJ Moore, he's on the wrong team, and he does.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the NFL this week. Let's break into it. We kind of went into our call. We'll dip back into college probably a little later. We got time today. It's Monday show. You guys know how it is on Monday shows. We got time. So looking at it, the Bengals and the Patriots are officially on the poo-poo list. We're gonna break it up. Yeah, honestly, shoot, Joe. Just go into it. The Patriots, man.
I didn't have to watch the game, but I know it was terrible. I was, like I said, I was at work, so I was looking up at like the score on like my app, and I see it's like 3-0, and the Patriots are going down there and they're supposed to get a field goal, and all of a sudden it's like 18-3, and I'm just like, what? And then it's 21-3, and I'm just like, what?
So you want me to break it down for you how bad that stuff was and how bad
this morning I saw they got 2 injuries. They had Judon and Christian Gonzalez, so that's a
you want me to tell you how bad what Mac Jones just put on tape was in that game? Let me tell you this. You want me to tell you why you saw the score was 3-0 and then it was 21 to whatever? You want me to tell you why it was
fumbles
like
and interceptions or something like that? I don't know.
Let me tell you this. Remember how we were cooking the Cowboys secondary after the Cardinals game?
Yeah.
He made them look like world beaters. Deron Bland pick 6 out of nowhere. I think they had it was, if I'm not mistaken, they had 2 defensive touchdowns in that game. 2 defensive touchdowns. And by the time you looked at it from your phone and looked away,
yeah, I thought it was like I thought it was
a quick strike to CD. They got a quick strike to CD. So they scored. They went up and then they went for 2 off of it.
Yeah, I thought it glitched up because one game it glitched up. Like it told me it was like 10-0 in one game, and then I pulled out, went back in, and it was a totally different score. And then this game, I was like, I tried to do the same thing, and I was like, what's going on?
But
Is this?
the reason it was so bad is he threw the pick six and then they kicked it off, and then in the same series, not drive series, within the same 3 plays, he threw another pick in their own zone. That's what it was, and it's like it was. And then the Leighton Vander Esch touchdown. Oh, yeah, bro. Mac Jones got dominated in that game. It wasn't pretty. Michael Parsons got hurt. Still had enough time to come back in and get him.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. The
Not
Patriots are on the poo-poo list for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
the Patriots
Judon
are
and Gonzo getting hurt both in the same game. You're two of your best defensive players, and one of them's a rookie. Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun.
Yeah, I don't see myself betting on the Patriots anytime soon.
Speaking of teams we're not betting on, hey, as a wide receiver, I like name. Hey, you know number 1 in Cincinnati, right? Let me quote him. Hey man, I'm open. I'm always fucking open. All right, excuse my profanity. As you can see,
Chase?
as you can see, the Bengals have made the poo-poo list. We do not bet on them until they have proven us. Because what have they put on tape is a bottom 5 offense right now.
Yeah, it's not pretty. I've seen a
Henry
lot of
went down.
things that since not whatever that said, Joe Burrow, since he's been paid, he looks like who's that? What's his name?
McCulkin?
Yeah,
From Home Alone? Yeah.
McCulkey, yeah. He looks like him when he was on drugs when he was like 15 or whatever.
I remember.
And he looks like he's like 30, but he's like 20. And I
I
mean,
would tell you this
he
right
doesn't look good. And I don't
need to sit him. They need to sit him.
Yeah, put in AJ. Put in AJ.
At this point, hey, you know, Parlay Joe gonna be lit for that.
And AJ McCarron.
But they need to sit him because he's not right now, and it's starting to make you have T Higgins cracking his ribs in the middle of the game too. Like nothing's going right for that team.
They're not.
Nothing's going right for that team. So the Bengals are on the poo-poo list as well. One team that's going to be that we probably in our minds had on the poo-poo list at the beginning of the season. We've officially moved out of it. They weren't ever in it, but we kind of give them a respectable hoorah, even though they're not that good. Are the Cardinals, in my opinion, because the Cardinals are in all these games covering, except for last week. It was the first game they didn't cover.
Yeah, I had a feeling they'd be like the Seahawks, but I was definitely off on them.
John Shannon got them boys playing with heart.
James Conner's always really good, especially when he's the only option.
Hey, man.
Proved that last year.
I think it might be coming, man. Joshua Dobbs Short's going to be on the way from the boy, man. Coming soon on the Stadium Rant channel. Y'all going to have to peep. It's coming now. It's official. He's looked good enough. I don't think I'm going to send him to the Jets anymore because Zach Wilson played his heart out last night. So I don't know if I'm going to send him to the Jets no more, but we're going to take a look at Joshua Dobbs and some of these backup quarterbacks in the league this week. But, yeah, the Cardinals, I mean, they had 14-point dogs to the 49ers, I think. And, they lost by 20. They lost by, about 20, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Or right around there. But so they didn't cover, but they were about to – it's almost like Gannon knew the spread because he was going down there to score. And it was 4th and goal on, the 5, and they didn't score. So he knew what the spread was in his mind, in my opinion. He was going down there to make sure they covered again and have his boys fighting. But it wasn't meant to be. They couldn't get it in the end zone. The 49ers held there. But
yeah.
It shows how them boys have heart. And speaking of teams that have heart, shout out the Commanders, man. I gotta get them.
Look pretty good.
You see how we play?
I didn't watch any games, but
Well, no. I didn't know if you saw check the score. Is my point.
Nah, I wasn't checking that one, but
That's
I know
my
it
point,
was close. I know you guys covered.
Let me put it this way: there was multiple chances for us to win that game. We were in the lead most of it. We controlled it. And we end up giving AJ Brown 2 long touchdowns. So shout out your fantasy team. You got blessed. But at the end, it was 31-24, us driving down the field, and then we scored a touchdown with no time left. 0s on the clock. If I'm Ron Rivera, I feel like you have to go for 2. Why send that game to overtime in the link? You're already supposed to lose the game. Why send it to overtime and give one of the top 5 offenses in the league talent-wise another chance to go out there and go kick a field goal if you don't score? Which is exactly what happened. So it's like you have to go for 2, in my opinion. Sam Howell drove them down the field with under 2 minutes left on the Eagles' defense. Dot, making plays, touchdown to the whatever receiver in the corner. Like, they were fighting. And I was on Twitter saying it. As a Commanders fan, you love to see it. Because as soon as we get an O-line, we're going to be a problem in this league. I'm telling you right now. It's going to be scary hours.
And get rid of
more people from Alabama. Come on. Send us some O-linemen.
And get rid of that head coach. You'll be good.
Let him go sit in the complimentary front office role. We're going to be the fighting Eric Bieniemys. Big Erks.
I mean, he deserves to be a coach, and Ron Rivera deserves to be not a coach. So,
yeah. Jack Del Rio needs to get far away from the NFL organization as well.
That would be smart.
That's Riverboat's boy.
You gotta go find you a young defensive guy.
Yeah, we need a young, good defensive guy to be AB's guy on defense. Either that, or we need to bring in like a homie of his. Like if Steve Wilkes don't want to be in San Francisco anymore, have him come over to us. Bring in someone like Raheem Morris, maybe from the Rams. He's got connections. Maybe his brother Vance Joseph, they used to play with at Colorado. Not his actual brother, but his friend.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Vance Joseph, he's not that good of a defensive mind, but he will listen to Eric.
You need to be a good person to like have by your side. You need like former coaches and stuff like that.
Exactly. I know he didn't do too good of a job in Arizona last year, but
it's like Gus Bradley wasn't too hot at the Raiders, but he's doing pretty good for the.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. How does he still have a job?
Gus?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing pretty good, bro. With what he's got, he ain't doing bad.
I guess, man. I'll say this. What did I tell you was going to happen? I think I was telling you all week what Puka Nacua was going to do to you guys. I don't know if you saw the stats, but
Nah, I didn't see that.
9 for 160 and a tutty he had on y'all.
I don't care. Our D-backs are like very, very young. We have like 2 rookies starting.
I mean, yeah, but he was even beating Zahir Franklin in the zone when he just get him in the zone, shift him to the left. Right. Come on now.
He's really good, but we got some D-back struggles.
Another thing, did you see what happened to the Dolphins?
I beat. I saw that.
Josh Allen came and said, "Hey, who are these guys again?"
Yeah, I should have did the Bills, not the dang Patriots.
Yeah. The Bills, I think that's the type of game that's going to put a lot of the public on them for the next couple of games. So watch that on some of their lines, in my opinion. Like, they're going to London next week to play 9:30 against Jacksonville.
Yeah, what is Jacksonville doing right now? Did they just stay in London?
Yeah. It's literally, they said it's Trevor Lawrence's birthday. He literally said in the interview, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to do my best Trevor Lawrence voice. He's like, yeah, I'm staying here with my wife and my family and everything. And, we're just going home and trying to have a good time.
Gotta eat some baked beans.
But that's literally what he said. He's like, I'm just going to be here. And, bro, I put out I had the over on Ridley's yards on Sunday, and that's one of the plays I had that missed. But the reason it missed, did you see how personal? We were watching that game together in the spaces.
Yeah.
So did you see how personal the AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates? Jesse Bates wasn't even on the team last year. Did you see how all the secondary took it personal when AJ Terrell was literally in that man's jersey every play?
Hey, you got to.
Like they literally said, you can beat us when everyone else but Calvin Ridley. We do not care. We're not letting him beat us.
Bates just takes everything personal from not getting paid.
What'd you say? Oh, Jesse Bates
takes a lot of stuff personal because he didn't get paid by Cincy.
It was less him and more like they literally just lined up him over the. At times they put him in double coverage with Terrell, but mostly it was press coverage from Terrell because you know what they put a lot of stuff. The Falcons put a lot of stuff into the. Let me say this. For that game, the ESPN game, the Falcons put a lot of stuff into their pregame coverage with ESPN, as in, you know how a lot of the commentators and stuff meet with the teams and stuff for like media, and they talk like behind closed doors and on the phone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They pretty much more you can like that's where you get those commentator notes.
Yeah.
Like when they say something, they mentioned something and it stuck with me, and they said in their studies of having Ridley, he's a guy that works best when he gets free releases. If you press him up at the line the most, he's not going to be able to do as much. And I know you can say that for every receiver, but they said that particular implies with him. And it held true because on almost every single, I think I only saw Terrell line up against Ridley maybe twice in drop coverage, like in terms of he gave him like 10 yards. And the touchdown that Ridley had was a broken play that him and Bates messed up on the coverage. And after that, Terrell was never not on him after that play. They always just had him playing press man. And he was just pressing him. Almost like it was probably practice for them the past couple of years.
Yeah, interesting thing I saw in that game was there at the end when he missed that second touchdown and he got a little offensive or defensive penalty call.
He got that call?
Right at the camera and shrugged. Like he knew what the line was for his rush.
You said that in the spaces. Thank you.
I mean, when you look at the camera and go, come on, he knows. He knew.
Because to put it in perspective, that for people that didn't catch the game, he was at about 30, 35 yards before that play.
Call like a 30-yard bomb.
It was a 30-yard play. It would have hit the over. And I didn't even catch the part that Joe says, but I saw it after the fact. He's right. Like, he really kind of looks and goes,
dude, it's crazy. Like,
yeah, man. Like, I don't get it. That was a big miss, but overall, I finished up 15 units total, 4 from Saturday, and then I finished up 14. But then there was a couple. I used some units to bet on units, so like when you subtract that, finished up about 15 total. So quite a good weekend for me. Looking into it, tonight, I think we both agreed. Just a quick. This is going to be the quickest you'll ever see us do a game preview because we have the same opinion on this game tonight. It is a rat. Yeah, like, yeah.
Bro, don't touch this game.
Don't touch this game. If you want to look at props at your disclosure, like,
go watch Harry Potter tonight because Dumbledore passed away. Like, just do something else because this game is not.
Or if you're gonna watch it as a fan. Do not put money on it, like, because it could be a fun game. Don't get me wrong. The Seahawks are an exciting team. They could put up 30 points on them and have fun. But it could also be a game that's 15-10. So it's like, I wouldn't touch it. It's not going to be worth it. Looking into it, have you looked into some of the games that we have coming up this week? I know I'm about to pull them up right now. Let's see. Let's take a look at college football for this week. Oof. Huge 12 o'clock game. Red River rivalry. Texas, Oklahoma.
That's going to be a good one.
Line sitting at right now, Texas by a touchdown. Still watching it right now, to be honest with you, but
opened at 5 or 5.5, so it's going up.
Yeah, because Texas has
a lot of bets are on Texas. A lot.
Texas has some of the best online. The reason why is because Texas is probably going to win the trenches.
Yeah, but
I don't know. We'll see. Oklahoma, they kind of disappointed me. I know they won handily against Iowa State, but Iowa State was in that game for a while. Like, they made a freshman who hasn't looked good all year for Iowa State and Brent like looked pretty decent against Brent Venables' defense. They tightened up when they needed to, but Texas is a wagon, man. I'm starting to believe in them. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think Texas A&M will cover easily. Open at 7.5, so it's shot all the way down to 2.5. I'm so nervous about that game.
You think you guys are going to lose?
Probably, But another game I'm looking at is LSU Missouri. Missouri's undefeated.
Brady
LSU's
Cook is probably just as good a quarterback as Jaden Daniels right now.
LSU does not look good right now. And
Defensively, you gotta say defensively because Jaden Daniels looks good, but
he looks great. He looks great. My Heisman pick for the beginning, but I mean, he still looks good. He just has nothing around him is working. Nothing.
defensively because he has weapons on offense. Malik Neighbors might go first round this year.
I mean, he's got weapons, but they don't catch sometimes, especially versus Florida State. That was
a bad second half. Yeah, and actually, Missouri's ranked higher. Missouri's ranked as a higher seed. They're the 21 ranked team in the country. LSU is a touchdown favorite. Let me see where the game is at. It's in Missouri. I don't know how LSU necessarily wins that game. Missouri already, yeah. We're gonna have to watch that line going into it, but that's something. Hold up, I might see opportunity line. Hold up, I have to confirm this.
hold on. Hey, Virginia Tech plus 24.5.
Washington State is the underdog to UCLA.
I was just looking at that.
Colorado. I want to say Colorado. It's in
I would
UCLA.
wait.
I meant to say it's in UCLA. I'm gonna wait on it, but that might be free. I mean, UCLA's defense is good, but Cam Ward is legit this year.
UNC minus 8.5.
Huh?
UNC minus 8.5 for Syracuse.
Let me double check what I didn't even. When UNC's a game I did not watch this weekend. I didn't. They weren't in like a high profile game. I didn't really watch them. Yeah, they handled Pitt. Actually, they didn't even play. They were on their bye week. Okay, they were on their bye week this week. Okay, so then, yeah, I mean,
UAB is getting points for South Florida, and UAB's at home. Give me those points.
yeah, UAB's been pretty. Trent Dilford has them playing a little better than they should be this year.
Definitely.
As a person that lives in Virginia, we have weird gambling rules, so I can't bet on that Virginia Tech game you were talking about.
What?
We can't bet on state schools, so I can't bet on Virginia, UVA, Liberty, like any school in Virginia. I can't bet on.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. At least on FanDuel. I mean, I don't know if they made it specifically for apps or stuff like that, but I think I've looked on other apps, and yeah, like I remember one week I gave a Liberty play, and I mentioned I couldn't bet on it, and that's why. Because we literally, like, I knew Liberty was going to win the game. I knew they were going to handle them, but I couldn't bet on it. So I was just like, all right.
Arizona State versus Colorado might be a little interesting, and
I think Colorado might mop them.
I think everybody's going to be on Colorado, though.
That means I'm not going to bet the game, sadly, but with the way they looked first, they're going to play McLean, and they're going to play Miller Moore, and those freshmen can play. And I don't know. I think Colorado might do them up.
Kind of like Georgia minus 14.5, too.
Is the spread 14.5?
Yeah, versus undefeated UK.
Oh, yeah, let's get into that, man. That's a game that we were talking about over the weekend a little more when we were on Twitter Spaces, on X Spaces, I mean. And Georgia's in trouble this week, maybe. I don't know. I know they're playing at home. But if they can't stop the run, Ray Davis will run all over them.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine this week. They're usually pretty good after a scare.
Oh, yeah, Kirby's going to let it fire into them.
But a team I like, though, is Arkansas plus 11.5 versus Ole Miss.
Oh, it moved up to 11?
Jackson Dart's not that good, bro.
No. I don't think it was at 11 before the weekend.
It's probably a reaction
From the Texas A&M game in Arkansas is what I was saying. Because you know me, Texas A&M's been my betting wagon the past couple of weeks. I've been making good coin on them. Like 2 weeks in a row, I bet on them versus Auburn, and I bet on them this week when they played Arkansas.
I do like that, though.
But yeah,
be like crazy games this week, honestly.
Not too many, but I'll say this: the lines we're watching the most is definitely that LSU line. Definitely the Texas line, of course. We're gonna watch the Alabama line. We might end up both taking Texas A&M. That game's in College Station too.
Might not be good, but
Let me ask you this: as an Alabama fan, what's your opinion on your guys' O line this year?
trash.
Really?
Yeah.
If you think it's bad, then good luck for Texas A&M. I've watched a lot of their tape. Their D line is ferocious this year. I don't know, like.
Our O line's not good. Our O line's not good.
Especially because you guys are going to have to block the interior the most. Walter Nolan is ridiculous.
The only thing is Jalen Milrose has already beat them like last year. So
Okay. Did he play Wigman or did he play Johnson?
I mean, Jalen Milroe played Texas A&M last year.
I know. Who was the QB for A&M? Was it Wigman or Johnson?
It's the guy who's starting this week.
Johnson. Then. Okay, Johnson. Because Johnson became the backup this year, but Wigman got hurt. Wigman is, let me put it, Wigman's the better decision maker with the ball. Johnson has more juice in his arm.
I can see it. Everyone was saying that the other guy's better.
That's why I said he is a better decision with the ball.
Which is what they need right now. They don't look. I think they thought that
they're really testing Notre Dame, bro. You see their schedule game this week?
Who's their offensive coordinator again?
Who? Alabama or
no, Texas A&M. Who?
Texas A&M. Well, Jimbo's calling plays, right?
No, it's Arkansas's old coach. Bobby Petrino, the guy who coached.
Oh, yeah.
Lamar. So I think he probably was like, bigger arm. I can figure out the rest with him, and I can make him a better decision maker. And then they're like, the other guys just play better. It's just what it is. It is what it is. Same thing with Alabama. It's what I wrote about today. Jalen Milroe is just the better guy. Like, it just is what it is. Like,
yeah, you were getting frustrated when they were trying to put all these reject quarterbacks in a few weeks back.
Yeah, they trash. So it's done now. So they pretty much they found their guys. What I feel like. But
yeah, I think so.
This is a big test this week for sure.
Absolutely. If you guys beat Texas A&M in this game, like a really pretty talented A&M team, Alabama's battle tested.
Yeah, Alabama last week was plus 3,300 to win a national championship. Today they're plus 2,000.
You play one average game in Starkville, right? Because the last game was in Starksville, right?
Bro, that was the most annoying game I've ever listened to in my entire life.
I think we just turned it off by the end of it. You were so frustrated.
Dude, stop. It's illegal. They made
They
a
don't
rule.
care. They don't care.
You can only do it on a dead ball and like timeouts and shit. And they're just doing it nonstop.
And they blame it on kids, don't they?
Bro, it's all of them.
No, I know, but they're like, oh no, it's just the kids, man. It's just the kids.
Who cares?
I'm trying
to
find
them. They need to find them like they find people when they storm the field after a game. And dude,
yo, there's been a couple of those incidents recently too.
What's up with Colorado stormed the field versus Nebraska, and who else they stormed the field? Dude.
The Colorado State, you mean?
Oh yeah, Colorado. Yeah, what the, dude? Come on.
You know what? You know what's funny? Knowing them, they would have stormed the field after that loss last week because they only lost by 7.
Speaking of storm the field, you know who was ready to storm the field? Auburn. They got too ready. That's what happened.
And Georgia ended up saying, "We're coming. Give the ball to Brock Bowers."
Bro, I'm telling you, the recipe to beat Georgia is this. Double team Brock Bowers all night. Don't let him do anything. Make Beck win.
Throw to somebody else.
Yeah, make him find somebody else open.
Make him go through his reads. Make him go through his progressions.
Just make him win. And
Don't let them run the ball.
do not make a silly mistake at the end of the game and cost yourself. But they're beatable for sure.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the night before I was told Alabama has problems with Auburn all the time, but not us. Quote tweeted that dude. That dude ain't showed up since.
As the tweet would say, where's everyone at?
Where's everybody at? Don't.
Now, one game I wanted to bring up was Notre Dame and Louisville. Another ranked matchup too. Notre Dame's getting touchdown favorites on the road again in Louisville. Another night game. They're pretty much in the exact same type spot that they were versus Duke. Another undefeated team going to play them at their spot. It's going to be a much easier matchup than Duke, in my opinion, and they should be able to win it. But that's just the makings of a trap game, in my opinion, at the same time.
Who do they play next week?
No.
What I mean, USC or Ohio State?
What I mean, no, I don't think they. Oh, yeah, they play USC next week. What am I saying? Yeah, Louisville's definitely a trap game. Louisville's 1,000% a trap game. They're gonna be They could definitely be looking at USC, and then that's a rough. Honestly, Notre Dame, hear me out. With the schedule that they're playing right now, if they win the rest of their games, they have a chance to make the playoff. Even with
Notre Dame is 3-1-1 against the spread. Louisville is 2-0-1. Both 2-0 at home.
And it is in Louisville. Louisville's beaten decent teams. NC State, Boston College.
They haven't. There's no. I can see it happening. Someone's got to put a big bet on Louisville. We gotta get some bets on Louisville.
That's a line to watch for us on Thursday.
Yeah, that could happen.
That's one of those lines we're going to be watching. So this weekend actually got a little bit more action. Hey, after what happened to Washington, you think USC's covering 21.5 at Arizona versus Arizona?
You said who?
USC covering 21.5 versus Arizona.
I was. Let's watch that line. Yeah, let's keep watching that one.
Oh no! I wasn't saying I'd make your bets. I was just saying that's kind of a big line. I think that's. I don't know.
Yeah, if it goes down towards 18,
you might want to hit that.
Yeah.
You might want to hit that plus money on Arizona. Not plus money, but the plus spread. Yeah.
I got another person to throw on the poo-poo list.
Who?
Houston. Not the Texans, but the Cougars. They've lost me 2 games by bet against them and bet on them. They jammed me both times, and they're no longer on the list. I'm no longer looking at their games. I don't care. They're done. They're dead to me. I'm gonna be honest. They're done. They're done. They're history. They are officially on the poo-poo list, and that's that one. But I'm done.
Another thing, take a look on Wednesday. Western Kentucky has a game on Thursday night. So this might be.
I was about to say, do we get the Maction? Is Maction coming slowly but surely?
There's games on Wednesday. Yeah. There's 2 games on Wednesday. There's Middle Tennessee versus Jacksonville State, and then there's FIU versus New Mexico State.
Well, that'll be the title next time. Maction's back.
But one thing I wanted to give a shout out on was on Thursday. I kind of liking that Western Kentucky game versus the Louisiana Tech. People forgetting that the Western Kentucky's 2 losses were to a really good Troy team and to Ohio State. So yeah, I mean, Western Kentucky plays really good defense. They get crazy turnovers. That's a game I've watched a lot of tape on. A team I watched a lot of tape on. They throw the ball all around the park, and it's gonna be.
I
Hard
like Jacksonville State on Wednesday. First Middle
yeah,
Tennessee State.
yeah, that's looking pretty decent. I don't know how Middle Tennessee State's favored.
Me neither, because they're at home. That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
It's another game.
Like the only team Jacksonville State's lost to is Coastal Carolina, who's a good school.
Could end up taking New Mexico State.
Jeez. I'll say this: if you guys want to get, because these games will be in between our next shows. If you guys want to get like Joe and I's final takes on that, like I said in the beginning of the show, you'll definitely want to check us out on Twitter, just because we'll probably give you the heads up, like when the lineup comes out later in the week, right, Joe?
Yeah, we're gonna do the lineup probably Wednesday.
Lineup will probably come out on Wednesday. You might see one of those games in the lineup for all you know.
We might. We gotta watch these lines.
Yeah, that's what Monday's for, is us bringing up the lines that we're watching, that we're looking at, so that you
Might
guys
come out Friday. We gotta see. We gotta see what happens.
We gotta see. But overall, let's probably just highlight some of the games we missed earlier from the slate from last week that we wanted to cover and highlight. Duke Notre Dame. It's pretty much a sweat. Prayers out for Riley Leonard. Hope he's all right. That was terrible. What happened to him at the end of that game?
Prayers up to that guy. His leg looks done.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It literally, Sham Hartman showed a lot of respect when he did his interview at the end. He said, "I'm kind of just gonna wrap this up to go check on Riley." I gave him a lot of, like, a tip the cap almost when I saw that interview. It was pretty cool. But Notre Dame, they handled business at the end of it. They faced a lot of adversity on the road in a tough Durham environment. I can't lie. Duke showed out and showed up. Their interior D-line really took it to the Notre Dame offensive line and won that matchup for a majority of the game. Sam Hartman was getting pretty harassed. And they kept Hartman clean for the most part on a couple of parts, but they couldn't get the running game going. Their run blocking was not nearly that good in that game. And until the very end when Estime broke that touchdown, obviously. But Notre Dame went up 13-0, and then immediately when they were down 14-13, the adversity hit like that. And they just showed a lot of guts going and getting that win and getting that score. So props to them on that.
Yeah, I agree. Stop it.
You could. And overall, besides that, I mean, one thing we realized when we watched the Ole Miss game was LSU. We know they don't have a defense that can play. They have players that can play, but doesn't mean they're that good. Michigan might be one of the more safer teams to bet on. That's starting to look like in the college football. They handled business versus Nebraska, completely dominated them. Penn State, they had a rocky opening, but they did the same versus Northwestern. That first half was kind of scurry, but they got it done. Overall, oh yeah, Spencer Rattler, what happened? We forgot about him. Spencer Rattler, what happened?
He said it was their Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. Well, he said, is that what he said about Tennessee? How is he saying that about the ranked school? That don't make sense to me.
He's just, bro.
Can't take one on the chin that you lost, huh?
He already lost his Super Bowl, so that was for North Carolina.
Yeah, but yeah, South Carolina shut the bet on that one. Tennessee showed up and showed
Georgia,
out.
they couldn't do it. They lost by 10 or 14 to Georgia. Wait, what was it? By 10? By 10. And then Auburn only lost by 7. So
they lost by that one. They lost by 10 to Georgia when they were up 11.
About 14.5, bro.
Yeah, like come on. I think we're starting to go into it, so we'll probably save looking at NFL Week 5 for Thursday when it's more definite on some of those lines, just to save it for then. You guys gotta stick with the gritty gamblers, man. I think we had a great weekend, Joe. Don't you?
Yeah, I agree. You gotta listen to us a little bit. Just put some respect on the name of Gritty Gamblers now.
GG on top. When you see the hashtag, you know.
GG,
man.
With that being said, we might as well go ahead and head out. Appreciate y'all being here. We'll be back Thursday
with some more plays for me and Parlay Joe and the crew.
We'll be back. So let's hit that music.
After I bet I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.